What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Mystics Outlook. We're joined by Cardell Dudley Jr., Raymond Lyons. I'm Wilson Tarpez Jr. Cardell's live in Baltimore. So you're in the arena to take in Washington, knocking off the Fever, 83-77. Just want to get your thoughts initially, then Raymond, I'll chime in from what we saw from our vantage point versus you being in the building.
Just a good old fashioned old school beat down in the paint. We gonna just be honest about it. I feel like the Mystics really went to work on the Fever inside on both ends of the floor, with the exception of Natasha Howard in the first half, and especially the first quarter when she had 10 points out the gate. But the game Shakira had, and then Aaliyah on both ends, her impact, and Kiki. Griffin, I know she didn't get another double double, but 16-8, I'll take that too. Any game, it just overwhelmed the Fever. They really kept Natasha Howard after that explosive first half. She only scored 1 point in the second half. They really did a number on, like, I thought she was about to have a big game with the way she was getting hers, and they shut that down. And it started with Shakira Austin coming in off the bench and just taking it to her offensively, but on the flip side, defending her well. And then they held Aaliyah Boston in check, who's been playing at MVP level. She finished with 10-7, man. Look, the inside play is what dictated the game, but then the guards throughout the game were just in spurts, consistent. Brittany Sykes got going after a slow start with the front of the field. Seastron doing what she does, being good defensively, taking her points when she could get them, rebounding the ball. I felt Lucy Olsen, who probably won't get mentioned by a lot of people, gave her some good minutes when she was on the floor. She played 6 minutes, but she had 6 points. And those threes were kind of big as far as giving them the separation that they needed to hold on and win by, what they ended up winning by. And really, they almost won by 10, but DeWanda Barley hit a late three as the game expired, man. So, I felt like the front court players, and like Aaliyah, it won't show up in the box score 4 points and 4 rebounds, but defensively, she was a menace. Late in the game when it looked like they was making a run, and Kelsey Mitchell had a layup attempt, man. She literally ran from the opposite side, mid-post area, baseline, came over just to block that shot, recovered the ball. Her momentum took her into a crowd and knocked down. They called travel. But see, that's the type of effort that helped the Mystics hold Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, and DeWanda Bonner, for the most part, in check. I know DeWanda Bonner got off, in spurts, but most of her points came from the free throw line. It wasn't really necessarily her going for the field. She had a few shots, but they didn't have the impact that we know she's capable of, or what we've seen in the past, so to speak. Is my point. So, 48-32 points in the paint. They won a rebounding battle, 41-33. There's overall dominance in the front court, and with their dominance on both ends from the missing front court, it allowed their guards to play freely, and really just make an impact wherever they saw fit, and they were able to control the game, and that's why they were able to get back on the winning track.
Right.
Yeah, man, their front court depth is crazy. I think this is the first time this season we've seen them at full strength, and like Cardell pointed out, they just came at them in waves, just relentless, being physical, not giving up anything easy. Then offensively, they was just dumping it down to them and letting them go to work. And it eventually won the Fever. The turnovers, they were able to clean them up just enough towards the end of the game where they can get some separation. Throughout the game, they were just kind of throwing the ball away. But as soon as they kind of settled down, it was they were able to kind of get some momentum and take control of the game. If they can consistently clean that area up, they're gonna be something to deal with, because they just give teams opportunities by giving the ball away so much, and a lot of them are just unforced, like you're dribbling the ball off your foot, just throwing the ball away and things like that. But it's sort of a young team and they play at a torrid pace, but still you gotta take care of the basketball. But yeah, their front court is going to be vital to their success. And I mean, it's a lot. They got 3 to 4 solid players that they can just shuffle them in and out, and it's a lot to deal with. They all got size, length. They're strong. They're versatile. They can move. So yeah, man, they got a lot to work with. But yeah, man, a good win. Obviously the Fever were without Caitlin Clark, but but even still, they still got a lot of firepower on that roster as well. And yeah, after Natasha Howard's fast start, they clamped down. They didn't really let Dewana Bonner get off like she's capable of. Held Leah Boston in check as well. So just a good overall showing, man. Really, the only negative is the turnovers, and they didn't shoot particularly well, but they were able to make up for that with their defense and their advantage rebounding, and they were able to get a lot of easy looks from points in the paint, and their guards attacked the paint as well, namely Brittany Sykes. So yeah, man, they just made it simple and worked their advantages.
Yeah, like you guys said, I think the biggest thing was seeing the athleticism and versatility of that front court when they're a little bit more whole. Like I think Sika didn't even play today, and we know she's also athletic as well. In her front court, we know Inksler as well. Obviously, Shakira Lee being back, like that's a lot to throw on them. Cardell, like you mentioned, I too thought Natasha Howard was in. We've seen in the past Natasha Howard get off to those starts and usually leads the crazy nights. Credit to the Mystics bigs, that just wasn't happening. On a broadcast, yeah, you talk about that play where Aaliyah went from block to block almost to get that block. I think they thought Sykes got it first. I was with you. I was like, damn, Aaliyah. I didn't even see where Aaliyah came from.
I did.
Like,
I mean, she was right in front of
initially,
me. She was right in front of me. But I get why they thought of Sykes, because Sykes sneaky like that. She'll do that. But no, that was Aaliyah, man. I saw her like at the split second where she was right under the basket, and I'm like, oh, she about to get that, and then she got the block, and then I'm like, oh damn, like it was just like you took a picture, you saw where she was, and then you see Kelsey driving, so you like, oh, she's about to get a layup, and then all of a sudden you just see somebody streaking over, and like think about it. The only person that was in the negative as far as the plus minus was Stephanie Dose, and she was -5. And we talking about Leah Edwards. Like, look at her. She's a +9, was 1 for 5 with 4 points. Defense, physical defense.
and again, with what that front court did, and shout out to the guards too, getting in the paint, getting some boards too. The big bodies holding up big bodies means the guards, if they're gonna do their part, big on big, go crash. 9 rebounds from Sykes. We're not too surprised by that, but 9 boards from her. Sonia with 7 boards. She's shown she doesn't have an issue going to crash the glass as well. Jade Mel. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was assist, but thought they just did a good job. They won a rebounding battle again, which was great. And then for once, it wasn't the other team getting the most of the second chance opportunities. This time it was Washington. Good win, and they got another big game this week.
Oh, and also throw this out there: fast break points. Washington 11-0. Their bigs are athletic. They run the floor, man. You know what I'm saying? So for them, not turning the ball over, and then again, just getting stops. When they get stops and they can get out and run, you got Brittany. She's the top 5 most athletic guard in the league. You know what I mean? And with that skill, so all you gotta do is run. She can find you, or she can go herself. You saw how easy it was because they were scoring so much. When they set screens, you saw how late, well, not late, but throughout the second half, she was just getting wide open layups, Sykes, and nobody even there. Because they was glued to the bigs. They didn't want to leave them because the bigs were eating. And that sets a tone. And that's what people don't understand. The play of the perimeter and the front court, they go hand in hand. So when one suffers, it makes it tough on the other. You know what I mean? So, and preferably, throughout the history of the game, you want to establish things inside, because that opens things up for you on the perimeter, and it just compromises the defense, man. It's just hard to stop, man. We saw that tonight.
All right, for you guys, player of the game.
Man,
You know what? I'm gonna go with Shakira, and I'm gonna tell you why. The Fever had control of the game till she came in, and she went to work on everybody. She went to work on everybody, and that gave them the boost that they needed. And not even just that, even the defensive part of it, how physical she was, the rundown block she had on the Leah Boston when Leah was trying to take it down there. She brought the energy and she brought the spark that woke the Mystics up to be able to jump out ahead and sustain and win this game. With that, they were trying to find that at that point, man. So even though the box score said Sykes and all that, she was the one. She was the one that sparked the Mystics to do what they did tonight. So I'm gonna roll with her because her impact was crazy. She was giving it to them every which way possible. Inside, one leg fadeaway, one dribble pull ups, fast break, offensive putbacks. However they wanted, she was giving it to them. You know what I mean? And she kept her composure for the most part. She was still going at the rest, but she ain't let it get to the point where she got kicked out the game or anything like that. Because they needed her. Because if she would have got kicked out, it could have very easily went the other way.
For sure. Ray, you have another candidate or?
Yeah, Shakira was jumping at me for X Factor, but I'm a cop out and just do it for both, man. But Cardell laid it out perfectly. She changed the game dramatically when she got in, namely shutting off Natasha Howard Water. I think that was even more important in her offense. But with the offensive output, that was just the icing on the cake, man. She came in, went right to work, and yeah, that was the spark the Mystics needed. So I mean, you can't argue with it. Like you said, you can't just look at the stat sheet to determine who had the most impact on the game. Like her impact it went beyond numbers.
Yeah, that one leg fadeaway was tough. But yeah, there was the edge that she brought to them, and they were clearly different after her getting on the floor. Before she hit the court. X Factor, Cardo.
Man, I'm gonna give it to Leah Edwards just for her defense. No, Leah Boston came in averaging 18 and 10. And before last game, it was 23 and 14 or something like that. Man, she held Aaliyah to 10 and 7, man. 10 and 7. Aaliyah only got 5 shot attempts. You see what I'm saying? Without Caitlin. You see what I'm saying? So they needed her to be more aggressive because Caitlin wasn't there. And she couldn't get off because Aaliyah was locked in step with her, like going to work on her. It was like Kiki and Shakira jumped Natasha, and then Aaliyah dealt with Aaliyah. You know what I mean? For the most part, they switched off in between. They were interchangeable for both bigs, but yeah, man, the defense that she had, man, you could just see it, man. She didn't even need to score. She was getting it done, man. In every aspect of defense, man, and that's why the Fever couldn't get a run together to save their life to try to get back in this game, man. And they had to rely on just some desperate threes to try to keep pace, man. You know what I mean? So I got to give it to her.
Yeah, we were talking about the defense and where it started at the beginning of the year and where we've seen it the past couple games. And obviously, getting some more of your very super athletic bigs back on the court plays a role. And it's great to see it pay those dividends immediately. And it literally resulted in wins. So credit to them. They get a little bit of rest, and you got the freaking New York Liberty in your building on Friday night. But again, 3-3, can't be mad at it. Big win and home away from home. You guys have nothing else. We see you guys Friday night at Care First Arena.